Hello, my name is Deirdre-Dillon and I am a candidate in the local elections. Do you think you know who and what the Gardaí are? Over the next few minutes of our time, we will briefly discuss this matter. The information I am about to give you now is not online. You will not hear it on RT Primetime Investigates. You will not hear it from the best of solicitors, and it was intentional that you would not learn about this from your compulsory education system. The corporate state have recruited people typically who only care for their own self-interest, but disguise it as a public service, and a public servant as a complete oxymoron. There is also a means to silence them, which I will mention in a next video titled The Corporate Statist Kill Switch, which is there to override the possibility of any fairness and justice for the good of the public, and will always default to protecting their own selfish strategic interest first. As an example of a different criminal tactic, in the still as yet unresolved scandal of the Sergeant Maurice McCabe exposure of actual operations of the state, is a recent warning of the intimidation turned then to a further pay for silence crime. The Gardaí robbed the Irish people to pay for the covering up of Garda Corporation crime. Every time the Gardaí persuade people to stop, under what seems at first to be something got to do with the law or crime, implying you have done something wrong, possibly deviously triggering your implanted school years trauma bond tactic, most of the time or not, it is really a commercial contract in careful disguise to entrap you for their gain and your loss. Any contract through deception, intimidation or fraud is void. Outside of criminal investigation or interception and Garda operating under commercial, which they are not meant to do, according to the law in the Casual Trading Act 1995, they must have a licence to do so. The Gardaí do not have licences for such, and all county councils throughout the country are complicit in this crime. Like most commercial traders, they are looking for business. I have written evidence by default, and please go to my website for documents backing this up, that Gardaí do not have licences or insurance themselves. If you do not have a licence while operating in the public, the Gardaí will pounce and may prosecute you, and your perceived local authority will be egging them on with massive fines and possible imprisonment. Ironically, they demand of you under threat something they do not have themselves. As a nurse, if I want to work in a public hospital, I will not be allowed to work without a licence. The HSE would not give me a job, as I would be working outside their rules. If I got a job at the hospital and I lied about having a registered licence, I would get sacked and never work as a nurse again. You may be surprised to know that the Gardaí also have no employment contracts. We do not know up to what rank, but generally they do not. Legally speaking, they are casual labourer contractors only. If you doubt this fact, please verify by asking any Garda to inspect their employment contract to discover this does not exist. I have the same default of evidence from written inquiry. Gardaí routinely make false declarations of who they say their employer is, including to example, insurance companies, mortgages, loans, house insurance, private car insurance, and any other legal agreement which required all disclose of employment status, all false declarations and so invalid. Can such compromised individuals who regularly make false documents be trusted with anything? This legalese gangrene has to be stopped, even in this late stage of the disease infecting society. The Gardaí, for their part, might well be described as the Garda Síochána. The solution to this problem, I suggest, is that we need peace officers or officers of the peace, and we should bring back grand juries to resolve some of the issues with more organised crime. Thank you for listening. To be better able to assist you, I would require your support through you giving me your #1 vote. looking forward to meeting you on my campaign trail and thereafter in the future. In the meantime, please see my website Deirdre-Siobhan-Dillon.net and social media links for more information and new content. Slán go fóill.